and complete the onboarding process. This should only take about 10 minutes and is important to complete as soon as possible so your employer has accurate records. You should have received an email from Rippling with a unique link to sign up. If you can't find the email, check your spam folder or search for emails from no-reply@rippling.com. If you still can't find it, ask your HR administrator to resend the invitation. When you click the link in the email, you'll be taken to a welcome page. Make sure it shows your correct information and then continue to the next screen to set up your profile. You'll start by verifying your personal email address using a verification code, then creating a password. It's important to use a personal email and not your work email address, so if your employment ever ends, you'll still have access to your Rippling account to view old payslips and tax documents. Note that if you've used Rippling before, you should enter the personal email address you used before. You'll verify your email address and then enter your password. Your current employer will then be connected to your existing Rippling account, so you can access all your payroll and tax documents. Your current employer will not see any details about your previous employers. Your information stays private and is only visible to you. On the next screen, you will be asked to provide your phone number and click the Send Code button. Once the code is verified, you will be taken to your Rippling dashboard. Now that you have set up your account, you will begin the onboarding process. Note that this process is highly customizable, so what you see in your account may differ from what you see throughout this video. Before you begin, collect the following information. You'll need your Social Security number, your direct deposit details, including your bank routing number, account number, and account type. Note that you'll only be asked for these details if your employer is paying you through Rippling. A photo or digital copy of an identity and work verification document. You can use one of the following: passport, permanent resident card, or two of either a driver's license or state ID card and Social Security card. Then have a recent headshot or photo of yourself to personalize your Rippling profile. And finally, get the name and phone number of an emergency contact. Once you log into Rippling, your first task is to review and sign any company-required documents. In this example, an offer letter and a California CIIA agreement needs to be signed. When a document appears, take a moment to review it thoroughly. Use the down arrow at the bottom right to scroll through the document. Once you've reached the end, type or draw your signature. Unless you draw a legible signature, Rippling recommends typing in your name to maintain consistency in your documents. Once you are done, press the Sign Document button. You will repeat this process until all documents are signed. If your employer has provided any necessary documents through another channel, such as email, this step will be skipped. Note that if you ever need to review or download these documents, you can do so by going to My Profile and then to Documents. Once all documents are signed, you can press Continue to move on to the next step. Now we'll ask you to provide some basic information to complete your HR profile and company records. Some of the information, such as your name, has been pre-filled by your employer. If you have a preferred name or nickname that is different from your legal name, please provide that as well. Your preferred name will be used wherever your name appears in Rippling. Next, enter your demographic information, including your identified gender and your date of birth. Collecting this information is used for reporting purposes and for managing benefits, but your employer may also collect your date of birth to celebrate employee birthdays. Then enter a valid home mailing address. A valid home mailing address is required, so Rippling can calculate taxes correctly. Next, verify that your phone number is correct. It was automatically filled in during your initial account setup. If the number is incorrect, please update it now. After that, enter the name and phone number of your emergency contact. Finally, you might be asked for company-specific details, such as your t-shirt size for swag or dietary restrictions for events. Note that you may not be asked for some of these details if your employer has chosen to exclude them. When you are done, press Continue. Next, enter your Social Security number for legal and payroll purposes. If you don't yet have a Social Security number, you can select the option to provide it later. Providing your Social Security number is time-sensitive. Rippling will send you a reminder when the due date is approaching. Once you are done, press Continue. Next, add a photo or headshot of yourself that will be shown on your Rippling profile and used in the company directory and org chart. When you are done, press Continue. If your company is providing you with a computer, you will see those details next. You may have had a device pre-selected for you, or you may be asked to select your preferred device. If your device is being shipped to you, make sure you provide a valid address where you'll be available to receive the shipment. Once you review these details, press Continue to move on to the next step in the onboarding process. If your company requests additional custom information, like further details about your favorite food or swipe preferences, you will be prompted to provide it next. If this information is not required by your company, this step will be skipped in your onboarding process. Once you are done entering this information, press Continue. If your company uses Rippling to process payroll, you'll be asked to provide your bank account and tax withholding details. Note, if you don't have your bank account details, you can skip this step by pressing the Move to Next Step button, but you'll need to come back and enter this information in order to receive your first paycheck by direct deposit by going to My Profile, then My Pay, then Bank Accounts. To get started, press the Add Bank Account button. Then, you want to enter your bank account routing and account number. You will also select the account type. Once you select your account type, you will be asked to sign an ACH, or Automated Clearinghouse Credit Authorization form. By signing this form, you are allowing Rippling to manage deposits and withdrawals related to payroll and benefits through your bank account, receive your wage statements electronically, and ensure that your final paycheck is directly deposited. Once you have signed the form, press Save. Your bank account details will then be saved. Next, scroll to the bottom of the screen. If you'd like to split your paycheck between multiple accounts, you can do that here. Click that Edit Distribution button, then select Add Account. Once you've added additional accounts, you can adjust how your pay is distributed either by percentages or specific dollar amounts. If you prefer not to add multiple bank accounts right now, you can always do this after completing the onboarding process. Simply go to My Profile, then My Pay, and then Bank Accounts. When you're ready, click the Move to Next Step button to enter your tax withholding information. Now you will enter your federal tax information. This information will be used to fill your W-4 form, which determines how much federal income tax is withheld from your paycheck. You should consult the W-4 form instructions to make sure you are filling it out correctly. Next, you'll be asked to enter your federal tax withholding elections, which will be used to file a federal W-4 form on your behalf. If you need additional guidance filling out this information, consult your accountant, tax advisor, HR business partner, or visit the IRS website for more information. Once you are done, type or draw your signature and press the Submit and Continue button. Depending on the state of your primary residence and work location, you may be asked to provide state tax withholding information. For example, you may live in one state and commute to a work location in another state, which might have different tax requirements. Again, if you need additional guidance, consult your tax advisor or consult your state's tax withholding forms for more information. Once you are done, draw or type your signature and press the Submit button to move on to the next step in the onboarding process. Next, you'll confirm your eligibility to work in the United States by completing your I-9 form, which verifies both your identity and your work authorization. First, you'll need to select your citizenship status in the U.S. and then press Continue. On the following screen, you'll be prompted to select documents to upload that verify your identity and employment authorization. Certain documents, like a U.S. passport or a permanent resident card, can verify both your identity and your eligibility to work in the U.S. Other documents might only verify one aspect, such as a driver's license for identity or a social security card for work authorization. After selecting which document or documents to upload, click Continue. Next, upload your documents and provide any additional details required. When you're finished, press the Submit Document button. Once your documents are verified, click Continue. If you have any questions about uploading documents during your onboarding process, please refer to our Help Center article, Upload I-9 Documents During New Hire Onboarding. On the final screen of the employment eligibility verification process, you'll have the opportunity to review and sign your I-9 form. Begin by entering any other last names you've used in the past. If you've never used another last name, you can leave this field blank. Next, click on the Preview section 1 of the I-9 form button. This will open in a new tab. Carefully review the form to ensure all information is accurate. Once you've confirmed everything is correct, you can either type or legibly draw your signature, then press Continue. At this point, your onboarding is complete. Press the Go to Dashboard button to begin using Rippling. Thanks for watching.